Right, so we're gonna play some blue-black Faeries. This list, Shota Yasooka went 6-2 of it in the Mox Modern event this last Sunday, which is like a reasonably high level event. And obviously Shota can win with anything, but I love Faeries. I've always enjoyed this deck in Modern, so I'm keen to give it a try, even if it's not good. And it'll be my first time sculpting mines in Modern as well, which is kind of exciting. You're adding Amulet Titan to your pile of decks, Cambo. That's kind of exciting. That deck seems kind of tough to learn though. I've never actually played any Amulet decks. I missed out on playing it back when it was fully powered. Ooh, this hand seems decent. Inquisition into Mana Leak. We need like to draw a threat or more lands, but this hand has a lot of early interaction, which is nice. So let's just see what's going on over there. Okay, we're dead. His opponent's playing Tron. This is grim. Yep. Almost wonder if I just want Inquisition again right now to hit a Sylvan Scrying off the top. Like, this is like anything they draw from turn 3 onwards, they're just going to be able to jam. So I'm not convinced that we're going to get a chance to Inquisition again other than now. If we do it now, we can hit a Sylvan Scrying, which might be relevant. I think I'm just going to do that. It's kind of a spew, but okay, so our hope here is that opponent bricks on Tron for the next 8 turns, which seems entirely realistic. Getting punished for not holding up Mana Leak, cool. I didn't think there'd be anything we want to Mana Leak, but I guess Expedition map qualifies as a thing. Reasonably convinced we're dead here, but we could draw like running counterspells. We've got 2 counterspells already. Only need like 8 more, and for our opponent to not draw anything. Okay, that's a start. Okay, this might be the death now, because now they can go get an Ulamog. I guess we can hope to rip a Thoughtseize for the Ulamog on the turn they get it. So we still have like very slim outs. We could also draw a Vendilion Clique, actually, so we have like 3 outs, which is not too bad. Here comes the Khan. Should we get to Mana Leak? Wow. The Urza's Tower of Shame. The post-Mana Leak Urza's Tower. My heart goes out to you, opponent. My heart goes out to you. Right, we have Cryptic next turn. And then we need to hope to rip an answer for an Ulamog. We do have answers in our deck. We have Thoughtseizes and Cliques. So we still have a like chance, but we'll see. We'll see. Thanks, Apology. It's really nice to hear. Hey, Sad Mafioso, I know. I figured I should mix things up a bit. I also just wanted to try out some other decks. Like, this, did they grab? They grabbed the Sanctum. Okay. This Faeries deck is like entirely my jam, so... Do we like murderous cut this? And then... Kind of can't actually beat a Wormcoil is the problem. Can't really beat this Khan either, but I think we do just have to kill this, counter this. Yeah, I think we can't actually grind through this Wormcoil. We're just going to have to counter it, which sucks because they have this Khan we need to counter too. But Mistbind could be a thing. Okay, we kind of needed to draw a Fairy for Mistbind there. Or a land. I guess we needed to draw a land because then we could activate Mutavault and jam the Mistbind. I'm willing to believe I can't win this game. I'll wait like a turn or two more, but... You're playing Faeries back when Blossom was unbanned. You went turn 2 3s, turn 3 Cs. Oh my god. Yeah, that's basically exactly how this goes, Mafioso. Exactly how Tron goes every game. This matchup must just be horrific. So we can draw... I guess we can Mistbind them next turn to tap down their lands. So we Mistbind them to cut them off with Ulamog. This might be a bit futile, but... Like, if we draw a Clique next turn, I think we're still in this. And, like, we get to kill the Khan here. Let's just get rid of a Bitter Blossom, because if they don't kill the Clique, I'm pretty happy anyway. And if they do kill the Clique, then at least we aren't down a Fairy token. Yep, so they have to get rid of the Clique there. So we're just hoping to rip a Clique or a Thoughtseize here. Yes, they could mess up here. We'll see. Like, if they don't... Alright, so they're gonna exile 2 lands, most likely. They're exiling the Bitter Blossoms. That's interesting, because now we can draw a Cryptic or a Mistbind and just, like, hack away at them. I think them not going after the lands is... I guess they just figure we have a counterspell, right? They figure we have a counterspell, so they don't want to die to the Bitter Blossoms, but it's kind of strange to me. Right. Yeah, that has to be wrong. I agree, Sad Mafioso. It's really weird that we're still, like, kind of in this. I hate that we're showing opponent 20 cards from our library for, like, very slim outs. But, if we draw a Cryptic or a Mistbind, could still get there. So we've lost a second Cryptic. We haven't lost the second Mistbind though. Maybe we were meant to Inquisition them last turn. I guess they could have landed an Oblivion Stone if they had one. When they knew we didn't have counter magic. So there's probably nothing we could have inquisitioned. Ulamog's just like been such a game changer for Tron. Kind of hate it. Seagate Wreckage. Huh. Seagate Wreckage is a weird one. Like, how often is their hand ever empty? I feel like if Tron's hand is empty, that means they're winning. No. Okay, opponent. Get the point. On a positive note, we know they have all this dust on that list, which is relevant information. Yeah, I get the point, opponent. So we get this stuff. This Field of Ruin. This Fort Seas, this Extraction. None of this other stuff seems relevant. But yeah, I'm still happy with how that went. Apology. Like how we played it. Just a bit unfortunate. This matchup seems really tough pre-board if you don't draw like multiple counterspells. Possible we need like some amount of this stuff to deal with Frag Tusk, but need to cut 2 more cards. What do people reckon we cut here? Oh, the Brutalities are awful, aren't they? Cut the Brutalities. That's like clean 7 cards in, 7 cards out. Yeah, for sure. Just like the fact that the Tron deck actually, it gets to play through counterspells in a way it couldn't really before. Like Emrakul and Old Ulamog were both fine, but Emrakul is quite expensive and Old Ulamog only hits one thing, doesn't even exile it, which is sometimes relevant. Okay, this hand does stuff. Get to Inquisition on 1. Maybe Spell Stutterer, something on 2 if we're lucky, but that seems kind of unlikely. I have this Field of Ruin as well to tear apart their Tron. So if I take a Star, there's a chance they lead on Star and then Stirrings on 2 and I get to Spell Stutter it. So I'm actually going to take a Star here, I think. I could see that being wrong. But I kind of like that this makes my Spell Stutter live if they decide to go Star into Stirrings. Yeah. Ooh, Bitter Blossom. I'd love to slam the Bitter Blossom here, but I think I really want to stutter the Stirrings. Now next turn we get to Field of Ruin them. Right, so we hit them for 1. We know they have Tron now, so but we can go Field of Ruin Fort Seas, which seems really powerful. And then if we hit our 4th land drop, I think we're actually in a pretty good position here. It's kind of unfortunate that what was I going to say? I guess we're meant to hit Power Plant here, right? It's always better to hit a non-tower piece if you can, since that way when they replay it they get access to less mana. It's kind of unfortunate that if we get the Swamp here we potentially cut ourselves off of Cryptic mana. but I think I want to Fort Seize them this turn in case they have a Scrying in hand. Ancient Stirrings. Khan. We took the right Tron piece, as we are exceedingly lucky. We're just going to take the thing that digs them for more Tron pieces, and hope that we have this stuff online by the time they hit the final piece. Right, well, we're going to play this Bitter Blossom and cross our fingers, I guess. Cross our fingers that we don't get Khans next turn. Okay. So it's unfortunate we couldn't stutter that, but I think I like getting this online as soon as possible. Right. Save Khan, Grove, and 2 mystery cards. Like, this gives us a chance of getting enough Faeries that even the spell stutter could counter a big thing before too long. I could Mistbind them here just to up the pressure. I think I'd rather Mistbind them on a turn where I know they have access to Tron though. That kind of makes sense to me. Like I Cryptic them on the turn they get Tron and then I Mistbind the turn after. Alternatively, I can Mistbind them on the turn where they're going to be able to naturally cast Khan. Could also be good. For now, I think I'm just going to keep gathering 1/1s. I might just play out the Spell Stutter though. How does that change our clock? So we're going to be attacking to 15 next turn. And if we Mistbind next turn, we have 7 plus 8. Which means we don't need to Spell Stutter here. That's correct, right? We put them to 15, then we have 7 plus 8. So we don't need to Spell Stutter. We're just going to upkeep Mistbind them. Exiling our Bitter Blossom. And the turn after we'll have Cryptic up, so we should be pretty safe here. We have them on a 3-turn clock, because Mistbind click is awesome. I wonder what opponent's pausing about. Yeah, I agree, Mafioso. If they don't have Ulamog, we should have this. It's like specifically Ulamog that gets us. I guess World Breaker... Yeah, World Breaker doesn't do anything, because they could only hit a land. So it's specifically Ulamog. I guess that might not be true. So if they go Tron Police plus Tower, they'd have 9 plus 6, 15, 16 mana, and then they get to double threat us. So if they have a Tron piece and a tower and have 2 relevant threats, that would also potentially get them out of it, but seems kind of unlikely. Yeah, Opponent packs it in. Alright, so no changes. Run it back. Have to be on the draw for this game, so this one will be a bit tougher. But the sideboarding still helps us a lot in this matchup. Having access to Field of Ruin in this deck now is so nice. Because, like, beforehand you couldn't really run Ghost Quarters because Cryptic's really mana intensive, but you also want... Oh, I haven't updated the Stream Decker. I will just do that a moment so people can check out the list. Sorry, this will take all of 10 seconds. Opponent's not even back yet anyway. So Stream Decker, upload new deck, and set as current. What? Apparently this name uses banned words, which is weird. That is so strange. Sorry, I'll try again. This is not a keep. We have nothing early. We're just gonna die. This is a keep because we have a Field of Ruin, and a Cryptic seems great too. Cool, it should be updated now. HT30. So we have Thoughtseize into Opt to find something else, into Cryptic. We have this Field of Ruin to stifle their development a bit, so it's kind of sad. The Field of Ruin's going to be on the draw, which makes it a lot worse. Like on the play, this would be excellent. On the draw, we still have a moment of fear. Just crack these fetches now before we cast the Opt later. So I think I want to Thoughtseize this turn. Otherwise, if we draw a Bitter Blossom next turn, we won't be able to cast it safely. What? Okay, so their hand is garbage. They're like, I guess they're just hoping to rip the next Tron piece, right? Interesting. So we could take the Ulamog, since that card's always going to be a problem, or we could take the Karn, since that way if they rip natural Tron, we can field them off of Tron, and they won't get to cast a thing on turn 3. That's interesting. I'm not sure which you're meant to take. Obviously it's not Ugin. I'm really inclined to take Ulamog, but since this card's always going to be a problem for us going long, but I should probably just be a reasonable person and play it safe and take this Karn. Hey there, Alessia. How are you? Right, so we've taken the Karn. As long as they don't rip a mine, we're in a good spot. We've got this Field of Ruin as well to tag a mine if they draw one. There's the tower. So we We can crack this fetch, then opt. I'm doing pretty well, Alessia, yeah. I've been pretty busy the last few days, but generally feeling pretty good. I'm going to crack this to opt now, because if we draw a 1 mana thing, we'll want to cast it now. And they're just going to play their stuff into our open mana anyway, so it's not like leaving the mana open achieves anything. No real need for another black source, I guess. Not that our life total is terribly relevant either. A Jace. How do we feel about Jace? You know, Jace is the sort of card that could actually win us the game here. Might be too slow, but I think I have to keep it. Just so we have a win con for after we fielded them. If we can go Field of Ruin into Jace into Hold Up Double Cryptic. Or even like start using Cryptic to boomerang lands. Then we have a real shot. Right, so they played the next power plant. Ooh, Mana Leak's exciting. So, in their draw step, I'm gonna tag this Urza's Tower. Means we don't get to hold up Mana Leak, but I think that's fine. And the next turn we can... Okay, they drew the next Tron piece. So, if we hadn't done that, they couldn't have Ulamogged, but... So... We could hold up Cryptic. I think that's a losing line. I think, we just need to jam Jace and... hope we can keep Jace on board. And we're just going to Fate Seal our opponent, try and keep them off Tron. Kozilek's return. I'm going to let them draw that. Since that does not scare me terribly. We're just crossing our fingers they don't have Tron this turn. If they don't, we have a very good shot this game. If they do, we lose. They do. That is exactly what Tron does. Alright, now we just need to get Jace up to ultimate. Because they have the Kozilek's return in hand now, it's going to be really hard for us to win with Faeries. But Jace with a bunch of counter magic backup gives us a good chance. No, you can draw the Ulamog. Alright, might get this one. We can also use Cryptic to start boomeranging lands on their end step, which is kind of nice. We don't want to do it main phase because we know they don't have Tron anyway, because they're drawing Ulamog this turn. And by doing it on end step, it stops them, it means they're ending their turn with only 1 Tron piece type. Whereas if we main phase this, they get to untap and put down the second piece. So it's like we've not really achieved very much, whereas doing it this way puts us a turn ahead of them replaying Tron pieces. So, I think this works out pretty well for us. Hey Connor! Hope you're okay. Oh my gosh. So I think we should have this. With the Cryptics boomeranging Tron lands on their end step. I think that's going to seal this. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Better than some. No Lantern this week. I might do some at some point. I wasn't really planning on any today. Just because I've done a played so much Lantern the last couple weeks. Some of it's been off stream, of course, but played some on stream as well. Let's return this mine. Opponent is done. Opponent wants no more of this. Had to buy some Titan Shift cards. Does that mean you now own some, or will soon own some Bloodbraid Elves? Because that's kind of exciting. Oh, sweet, apology. Yeah, Lantern's like so much fun. Although I don't want too many people to play it, because I don't want, like, I don't know, the mirror is not the greatest thing in the world. So maybe I should start bad-mouthing Lantern. Oh yeah, the Slag Storms are cool. The Slag Storms, I don't know. I think the thinking behind them is they're, like, Anger of the Gods that you can hit off Bloodbraid and just, like, dome your opponent for free if you hit them off Bloodbraid, which is kind of neat. Like, I'm not convinced they're the best sweeper for the deck, but, like, the thinking behind them is interesting. This hand has not that much interaction, but, got some early... Right, unless we hit lands, of course. But we got these early Bitter Blossoms, which is nice. Like, not having discard always feels kind of rough. I think the discard spells are, like, kind of important, but... still seems like a strong enough hand. It's really good against any interactive deck, right? We're just going to overwhelm them with tokens. Look at me Stone Raining my opponent, oh my god. That was so much fun though. I actually, in the Mox Modern thing, I won a game by doing that. My opponent, I fought seized them on one and they had like Jace, Sphinx's Rev, Search for Azcanta, some other Planeswalker. I was just like, I'm literally unable to win this game if you draw a 4th land, so I guess I'm just going to try and stop you drawing lands the rest of the game. I almost want to jam the second Bitter Blossom. Like, holding up Spell Stutter would be really nice too, but just making a bunch of Faeries seems really good to me. I'm not going to block here, I think. Apparently I'm definitely not blocking here. So says my opponent. Fixing my mana. No! I wanted to draw a land for Jace! I wanted to draw a land for my Jace. I'm so sad. I'm like the actual saddest. I guess this is pretty disgusting too though. Like, kill your Goyf, have the best spell stutter in the world up. Spell stutter for 5. Yeah, this spell stutter is great. Great pull, for sure. I'm just gonna let this resolve. I think I don't care about that opt. I don't want to counter a Tarmogoyf if they have one. Or that card, because that card is not particularly beatable. I guess this card's probably too slow this game, but just getting down my spell stutter seems great. With 2 Bitter Blossoms in play, there's like a bit of pressure on us to actually kill our opponent before we die to this life loss. Land would have been dreamy, but Murderous Cut deals with a Goyf if they have one. We're putting on a very fast clock with these Fae. You really want to hit a painless source of mana next turn though. Like a Mutavault or a basic. I'm gonna snap Bolt, I guess. It would if we had a 5th mana. Oh, you're right. We only have the 1 card in the yard. I'm stupid. I know how magic works. No, you're right, Alessia. That was really silly of me. This is kind of a great draw. Discard Jace. Do we discard Command or Cut? I might just discard Command here. Then we have Mistbind. Maybe the Command's better than the Mistbind. Yeah, I could believe that. I kind of like how the Mistbind can get rid of a Bitter Blossom is the thing. So at the moment, we're going to go up to 6 off this. But then we're going to take 4 over 2 turns with our Bitter Blossoms. I guess we're going to try and kill them next turn, right? So we're not actually taking 4, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to discard the Mistbind. You Cryptic. Okay, take your Cryptic. Attack you for 5, down to 7. You're dead on board. So they now have to snap bolt a token, I think. Yeah, the tribal here definitely makes their Goyf a bit scarier, for sure. This is weird, it's showing up as a 0/0 in the reveal card zone. Not even a 0/1. You'd think it would be a 0/1 if it was gonna not show types. That's so strange. Right, they're gonna Snapcaster, bolt down a token. So if we draw our other Brutality, they die. Oh, the fact I could eat it with Mistbind, yeah, that's like a major thing in the deck. Like being able to take your Bitter Blossom off the table so you don't die to it. I'm not gonna Murderous Cut here. I think I want to save it rather than kill the Snapcaster because our 1/1's blocked this anyway. Okay, can't draw a land, so we die to Bolt here if they have one. We die to Bolt, but otherwise we win. I guess they could have Cryptic. They could have Cryptic to tap down our team. In which case we're going to die to Bitter Blossom triggers. Which is exciting. Brutal. So now the only thing we can draw is Brutality. Nope. Oh, we can bounce a Bitter Blossom. Huh. Yep, exactly, Alessia. So we have to do this now to play around a counterspell. Return target permanent. Draw a card. The fact we haven't Murderous Cut yet means we could die here. So the Snapcaster. But I guess we're probably dead to another Cryptic anyway if they have one. Yeah, they have a Bolt. That was kind of sad. We were so far ahead, but second Bitter Blossom ended up costing us. So what do we want against Teema? Imagine we don't want to change much. I kind of like the idea of some Dismembers for their Goyfs though. Some Dismembers for their Goyfs. I feel like Jace is going to be tough to protect against Bloodbraid, so I'm not convinced we want the third one. Like, I really don't think we change much, but I would like more answers to Goyf, so I'm going to bring in these Dismembers. And cut one Bitter Blossom since it's awkward against their burn, as we saw that game. And not sure what else we cut. Maybe Brutality's not great. Could like trim on a Brutality. Kind of like that. Yeah, let's try this. I'm not sure if we want to change anything else. Still kind of getting a feel for this deck, but I think trimming a Bitter Blossom after that game makes a lot of sense. We do have Bitter Blossom on 2 here, which is exciting. So they're not going to be able to counter it unless they have a Spell Snare. And then we have an answer to their Goyf if they have one. I'm a bit scared about Blood Moon out of their deck. But I also feel like our deck seems basically incapable of beating a Resolved Blood Moon. So I might just try not to worry about it too much. Like, our whole deck is just has so many non-basics, which makes sense because we're trying to cast Cryptic in like a mutable deck and have these Field of Ruins and stuff. Ooh. Explosives is exciting. Inquisition's also good. I'm just gonna Fatal Push hold up Mana Leak this turn, I think. And then next turn I can Inquisition them. I think if they cast a Blood Moon, I'm gonna be countering that, so there's no need to play out the Delta. Like, I think our deck's so wildly incapable of beating a Resolved Blood Moon that we're, like, locked to counter it if they cast one. We have a Field of Ruin for the other side of that, but I still think I want to counter it. Like, even the scrying off of it is, like, reasonably high value here. Mistbind. We can, like, upkeep Mistbind them. Kind of like the idea. Yeah, I like that idea. We're gonna attack with our Fairy. They could crack the Explosives, which would take the Bitter Blossom off the table, but then they still have to kill our... It means the Mistbind would take the Bitter Blossom off the table, I mean. But then, we'd still have a 4/4 flyer in play, like, crunching in for damage, right? So it's not even that bad for us if they do that. So just get an island to stop taking too much damage. And, like, we can find a second swamp with, Field of Ruin at some point. Mistbind can't eat itself. So Champion works if you don't have something to champion, you sacrifice the creature that has Champion. Okay, this is fine. Still just, like, use up most of their turn whilst we're sitting here making tokens. Ooh, a Goyf's annoying. Let's Inquisition them. Take their only spell, apparently. We can Field of Ruin a land to get a second black to take one less off our Dismember. Which I think is worth against their deck. I'm just going to target the Steam Vents. I guess this doesn't actually save us life on our Dismember, but maybe this is loose. Makes our mana a bit better against a Blood Moon though, which is nice. Wait, why is Goyf for 5/6? Oh, because of sorcery? That's so stupid. Okay, okay, okay. There was a slight punt here. Because I cast the Inquisition before the Dismember. Goyf's now a 5/6. I just assumed Goyf wouldn't be a 5/6 yet. Because, like, it's so unusual for a Goyf to be that large this fast. But they have a Search for a Scanter in their yard. So, yeah. And we have a... yeah. This is awkward. If they haven't drawn a counterspell, it shouldn't matter too much. Why should things have the correct power and toughness? Seems OP, I know, right? That was a bit brutal. Cryptic. So we should still be fine this game with a Cryptic in hand. Yeah, for sure. It's way better than what would happen IRL. Ooh, what do they have here? Oh, they're just cracking a fetch. They can... okay. So they're protected against Blood Moon now. Yep. Bye-bye Faeries. That is fine. Get to counter this. Draw a card. Untap, make more Faeries. Uh-huh. Not hitting a spell there is pretty sad, but can hit with our Mutavault at least. We're just playing against like Temur Moon. Just like Huntmasters and Tarmogoyfs and stuff. I assume they have Blood Moons because of how they've been fetching, but we haven't actually seen a Blood Moon yet. Okay, this card is not beatable. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to still see Huntmaster 2, but it looks like we're about to die to Huntmaster, so we've got that going for us. Was this Field of Ruin Strip Mine? Oh, the Field of Ruin wasn't Strip Mine. So sad. I'm tempted to hold back my Faeries so that when Huntmaster flips we can like triple block it with Spell Stutter, a Fairy, and the Mutavault. That seems like actually the most miserable thing in the world though. Like, are we just meant to try and grind for a race the Huntmaster? It's so unlikely that we get to do that. I think I do just have to trade off my board for this Huntmaster. I think I can't beat it. As, like, sad as this is. Oh my god, they're casting a spell free combat. Get him, get him. Thank god, I was just gonna cast this anyway, so getting to trade it for a spell is really nice. Now opponent doesn't want to attack, they don't want to trade off their Ravager. I feel like they're meant to attack, but right. We're just gonna take 2 here. You have to build a critical mass and cryptic tack probably. I think that's the way this is heading. It's kind of tough. Like, we have to pressure them, but also not die to their 4/4 trample or to our Bitter Blossom, because we are gonna die to our Bitter Blossom at this rate. Because, like, if we take 2 off the wolf token, then Yeah, I think that's the case, Apology. I don't think we can attack though. I think we have to hope they just attack with their wolf token again. We get to trade it with our Mutavault. And then next turn we have enough stuff to block the Ravager again, and we're just hoping to find a Dismember or a Snapcaster to kill the Ravager with. Yeah, that's true, Alessia. We did have no cards. I think they were just meant to attack with the Ravager, but I mean, now we're forced to leave everything back again to block it. It's kind of weird. I feel like a Bloodbraid Elf wouldn't have taken over the game nearly as much as this Ravager has. Yep. Feeling reasonably dead here. I guess we'll wait a turn to see if we can draw a Mistbind. Mistbind is like our best shot because it can kill the Jace, potentially. Yeah, opponents' draws have definitely been a bit better than ours this game, for sure. Happens. That Huntmaster was incredible though. Like, I feel like there were a fair number of Bloodbraid hits that we could have ground through decently. Or like even tried to race. But having a 4/4 trample that like kills one of our things. That's in a really awkward spot. Because like a lot of what you like try and do with this deck with Bitter Blossom is like attack with 2 or 3 fairies whilst chumping with 1 every turn. And Ravager just doesn't allow that. This hand's decent. Interesting question. Do we Dark Slick Shores or Tar Pit on one? I'm inclined to Dark Slick Shores. That way we can Bitter Blossom on 2 and know that any 1-drops they've played we've got off the board. Kinda sucks not getting our tap plan down, but I think I like this. It makes tapping out for Bitter Blossom on 2 less scary. Yeah, I think I agree, Yami. I think Tar Pit on 3 is going to be entirely okay. Ooh, is this more Hollow One action? It's a Vengevine deck. That's exciting. I'd love to duress them here. But I think I have to get my Bitter Blossom going. I think I'm just going to try and get my Bitter Blossom going. I feel like there's a decent chance this hand ends up being pretty mismatched against their deck, where we have a bunch of brutalities and stuff in hand. But we'll see. They might be playing Daniela's list. Oh my god, they're playing Daniela's list. This is so exciting. Also, we're so dead. So if you've not seen it, Daniela, Holy Diva, her Vengevine list has Bridge from Below's, Hangerback Walkers, and Walking Ballistas. It's like kind of exciting. I guess I have to kill my thing to get rid of their bridges, right? Or get rid of their bridge. So we go 2 modes. Yeah, this list is complete nonsense. I kind of love it. Feel your hand. Kill my fairy rogue. Is it any creature? Any creature. Cool. We'll just get rid of Immutable or the other brutality. I think the Mutavolts are going to do good work. Yeah, I kind of want lots of lands for this tar pit as well. I'm just going to discard the other brutality. Hey, their hand is Garbo. They do get to looting to try and fix it though. I can't leave up push and brutality this turn, and I really want to brutality because I only had the one blue source and one black source in play. Oh my god, this is so bad for us. So they tutor for a Vengevine, put it on top, get back this Vengevine, and then they have one coming next turn that they can just hard cast. That's fine, Yami. Yeah, we're playing Shota Yasooka's Faeries list that he went 6-2 in the mocks with. Which seems pretty sweet, but I don't know how it beats Vengevines. Do not know how it beats Vengevines. Because they're casting another one next turn. I am fairly convinced this game is unwinnable. Oh sweet, she has ley lines in the main deck now? That's unreal. The ley lines are actually really sweet with Bridge. I never thought of that. Right, we've got one Neo Spellbomb. Apparently Shota does not fear graveyard decks. I guess we bring in these Damnations. And like Dismember. Seems kind of rough to me. I don't really know that we can beat most of what they have going on. I guess the Surgical's good as well. So you need to trim 6 cards. Oh, we want the Thoughtseize as well to like disrupt their early explosive starts. So we can trim some Fatal Pushes. I don't think Fatal Push is ever killing anything relevant, honestly. Like, it can pick off some zombies, but I think I'd rather lean on Damnation to clear out zombies. I feel like Bitter Blossom is going to be a bit slow, so we can trim one. Could honestly just like trim another one. I'm worried about going too Fretlight. I guess Jace is just garbage here, right? Jace just seems so bad against Vengevine. So we can do something like this. Disdainful Stroke's also a consideration. It hits Hollow 1. It hits the front half of Vengevine, which I feel comes up occasionally, but... Okay. This hand is awkward because of Cryptic and Triple Mutable, but we've got a Thoughtseize as early interaction and like an Opt to smooth things out. Oh my god, George. I also don't know if this is that was a genuine question or just an excuse for that pun. I'm assuming you've seen that Shota somehow won with this. Right. Okay. Pile of unbeatable cards. I guess we take the looting. I guess we take the looting. Yeah, I think I agree, Yami. The looting just slows them down a bit. I'm not sure it's going to slow them down enough. Their hand seems like it's only a card or two from cobbling together something scary. Okay. Thoughtseize is Demonic Tutor. Next turn they get Avenged Vine. Apparently. Maybe we're meant to maybe we're meant to opt there and hope to hit our one of Spell Bomb. Yes, this way we get to counter a Constrictor though. To stop them getting a 4/4 in play this turn. I'm honestly pretty unsure how we ever win this matchup. Like, our deck feels really mismatched against what our opponent's deck is doing. I guess we let this resolve, and then they cast a Hollow One with the Constrictor. It's possible they just don't cast the Hollow One though. I don't know. They're definitely going to do Hanger back for... They definitely want to play a second creature to get the Vengevine back, so I guess casting Hollow One means they don't have to just pitch their Walker for no value. Nope, they're just going to pitch their Walker. Okay. So they get their 4/3. We get punished for not leaking the Constrictor. Yeah, I know. Apparently, Guy, BBD has a sweet Grixis mid-range list that Jace works okay in. Like, he's been like getting decent results online with it. So I kind of want to try that at some point. It has like a bunch of Pyromancers in it. I do love Young Pyromancer. This card does not deal with what's currently going on, but I also feel like we don't win the game without drawing a I guess we need to hit Damnation almost. Maybe we just need to dig towards Damnation. We need Damnation and a Black Source to win this game. It's gonna get to hit us for 6. Can't cast the Bitter Blossom. We almost have to like chump the Vengevine. No, we can't win this game. We need to find like Damnation and a Black Source, but it means chumping and then like literally anything gets us. This matchup just seems really rough. Like our counter spells and our removal spells feel pretty much mismatched. I wonder how Shota beat Hollow One. Like, this deck seems a lot better against Hollow One than against that deck, but it still doesn't seem like a good matchup by any means. Like, against Hollow One, you at least, your like Fatal Pushes hit their Jackals, and like your counter spells are a bit more live and stuff, but the matchup still seems like it would be reasonably tough. Anyway, now 1 and 2, because we are not Shota. Anytime you see Shota do well with a deck, you should remember that you are not Shota. I think this hand's fine. We've got Inquisition on 1, and then on turn 3, if we haven't drawn a blue source, we can use Field of Ruin to find one. It's like obviously an awkward hand, but I think this is a keep. Somewhat awkward heap. Exactly, I agree entirely with that statement, Phil. Anything those two win with, no one else can win with. Hey, it's Shadow. Oh, we don't care about this lightning bolt, so I'm just going to get this stubborn denial out of the way. I assume Shadow's a pretty good matchup for like the Spell Stutter Sprite tokens deck, right? So hopefully this goes okay. That used to be true for Tom Ross. To an extent, like, he played some decent decks. That's a nice draw. Now we get to hold up Mana Leak. Next time we get to Field of Ruin to find out other blue. He played his Acro and Crusader deck, never again. I must admit, it's Tom Ross's fault that I have a weird liking for 8-rack. I think 8-rack's actually kind of delightful. Which is really awkward because 8-rack's not very good, but... yeah, for sure, Alesha. Just like no one else in Magic quite like him at that. So get another Watery Grave here. Had the weirdest conversation about Armed Dangerous. I don't know. I have no idea what that card does. Oh, what? Opponent's on like 4-color Shadow? We can Fatal Push this. But our Mana Leaks are also going to go dead pretty quickly. So I think I'm going to Mana Leak it anyway. John splashing for stubs, that makes sense. That makes me way more happy about Mana Leaking it too then, because our Fatal Pushes can hit their Goyfs. Interesting. I assume they can never beat a Resolve Bitter Blossom. It's kind of awkward. We give them like a gap in which to resolve Liliana, but I don't think that's a problem because I think the Bitter Blossom is just going to kill them then. So I'm just going to get this on the table whilst I have the chance. I am not going to be there, Phil, because I am going to the RPTQ on Sunday in Manchester, so I will be busy opening Profane Processions and Tetsumoks. Ooh. They get to tutor for another Shadow, but then we get to Fatal Push it. If they have Decay, they can beat it, otherwise no. Okay. So even if they have Decay, they're like really unlikely to actually have one. And if they had one, they'd have played it by now. You 5-0'd a sealed league, George. Sick. Alright, let's just Fatal Push this now before they can have stub up. And then pass with this Mana Leak up. You still haven't... I swear, every single seal pool I open has an Elder Dino. It's getting silly. If they draw another shadow, they can play it around. Do we mana leak this? Stop them getting their life total too lower? It cuts us off of getting our third blue source this turn. But if they pay... This is not incredibly obvious. Like, getting our third blue source is actually pretty nice, because then we can cast Cryptic off the top. I don't want them to have Shadow of Ferocious. We know one of their 2 remaining cards is Bolt, so I'm not sure how much the Ferocious does. They need, like, top deck into something. Yeah, I can cut their... I think I'm just going to let this resolve. I think I just want to make sure I can get my third blue source this turn. So I can top deck into a Cryptic. Yeah, it's possible they pay for it if I leak, which would be good, because then we'd stop them using the rest of their mana, but... I'm not going to animate the Mutavault because they have a Lightning Bolt in hand. But I am actually going to attack them, because, like, I'm not too scared of a Shadow at the moment, and I kind of just want to kill them, if I'm honest. I think we might be dead to Shadow plus Battle Rage anyway. Possibly, because they can bolt themselves down to 5. So it would be so they'd only need to deal 1 more to themselves anyway, which is really easy for them. Yeah, exactly, Yami. So they need to draw a Battle Rage now, and have us draw nothing. Otherwise they're just going to die to Faeries pecking away at them. Another creature land. So I'm going to swing with both here. Then it's likely they bolt the Mutavault out of the way so that they can push the Shadow through. Even if they have a second removal spell, we don't care. We're only taking 6. So, and then they die on the backswing. They will draw Battle Rage because they always do. That seems quite likely. Ooh. So they get to hit us for 8 here with their Shadow. Because they're going to bolt our Mutavault out the way. Maybe we're only meant to attack with 1 token. If we only attack with 1 token, then we're not dead to Battle Rage here. Because Battle Rage would only put them to 15 damage. Put them to 14 damage. I could see it being correct not to have let them have that out. Okay, I could activate Tar Pit, but then they bolt it. So I'm just going to attack with my Faeries, and then upkeep click them to tap them out of mana. By tapping them down like this, it means we don't die to Battle Rage. Awesome. Opponent agrees. I'm not, yeah, important distinction. I'm playing Faeries, but I'm not winning with Faeries. So, yeah, you are correct, George. I should not have swung with both. I agree completely on the penultimate turn. Swinging with both means I die. Oh, on that turn? If they had Battle Rage, they'd have used it already to kill us in the previous turn. So there's no way they have Battle Rage in hand. It's like... the only way they could have Battle Rage in hand is if they've been playing awfully, but... So Explosive seems reasonable. Dismembers seem like medium. I'm not really in love with these. Spellbomb seems reasonable. Jace seems pretty good, to be honest. And then like all this stuff is fine. So I definitely want these cards. I'm kind of down on the idea of Cryptic against the Stubborn Denial deck, honestly. So I could see cutting some of these. The Brutalities seem mono Garbo. I think it's reasonable just to trim on Cryptics. Could also be reasonable to trim Mana Leaks. They were pretty reasonable that game, but they go dead pretty quickly in the matchup. Opponent casts Gifts Ungiven shows you Baloth, Fragtusk, Pulse, Snapcaster. Is their deck sweet, yes or no? Their deck is both sweet and terrible. Cut one Cryptic, yeah, I think I agree. We can bring in like a Thoughtseize and a Dismember. I don't want too much of this sort of stuff because it doesn't hit Shadow, but it does hit Tarmogoyf most of the time, which is nice. I don't think I want the Damnations just because they run into Stub. We'd rather be answering creatures otherwise. You would ask them who their commander is. Oh my god. So, I know you're never meant to mulligan against Shadow decks, but this might be a mulligan. Not doing anything till turn 4. Already have 5 lands, like, I think we have to ship this. I mean, we have a Scry, right? This is too bad. Like, if we hit a Darkslick Shores, this hand's fine, because we get to go Inquisition into Bitter Blossom. Going to 5 really stinks. Nope. Easy, you say? I'd say very hesitant keep, but if we hit a Black Source, we get to go Inquisition into Bitter Blossom. And then cry as we never cast off 4-drops. I'm unsure, Alessia. The old versions of Faeries only ran 4. But now we have the Field of Ruins. It's like you really want to play Field of Ruins. I almost wonder if you're meant to cut a Mutavault or 2. The Mutavaults have like done very little for us so far. Yeah, we should be fine. The deck's like very land heavy. The Field of Ruins do find coloured sources eventually. Like, it's probably fine. I suspect this is going to get stubbornly denied. Who could have possibly predicted that? No one could have ever predicted that would get stubborn denied. In a million years. Now the Liliana. Okay. They take our Snapcaster. We can still, like, just rip a Fatal Push to be in this game. They took the Jace. Huh. Any thought? Oh my god. That is awkward. I would describe this dismember as awkward. Oh my god. Yeah. Shadow number 2. Okay, I get the point. I get the point. Point proven. Okay. Now we get to be on the play, and we get to keep a reasonable hand. Maybe this dismember is just bad. I kind of figured this was like an extra answer to Tarmogoyf, but I think on the play the mana leaks are a bit better. I still just think these cryptics are really awkward, but let's try this. Right. I would like to have a keepable hand. Opponent, please. You can't have that much sideboarding to change in between games 2 and 3, right? Kind of sad, we've only resolved 1 Jace all league. My sum total of Jaces cast in Modern so far is 1. Like, lifetime. I was really hoping this would be like the breakout league for that card for me, but did murder Tron with it though, which is nice. You genuinely thought Jace the Mind Sculptor was going to dominate Modern. I did not think that for a moment. Like, I was almost, when they were both unbanned, I was almost tempted to say that Bloodbraid Elf was going to see more, like high level play than Jace, but I didn't because I would have been so embarrassed as like. Because, like, if that doesn't happen, it just looks so stupid. Like, how could I ever think that? Whereas, like, saying Jace is going to see more play than Bloodbraid is, like, a reasonable opinion to have. Alright, this sounds reasonable. Very tribal hand. Hopefully the spell stutter gets to eat something. Hopefully we don't get some discarded here. No. That is very true, Alesha. People still haven't really found the right home for Jace. Yes, I just pass with my spell stutter up. Curve spell stutter into click. Hope they don't cast a Tarmogoyf, because that would be embarrassing. Okay. I'm just going to hold up spell stutter still, I think. And then I can click on their end step. Like, I imagine they don't have that many fatal pushes left in. So hopefully the spell stutter is good. Nope, they're just going to pass the turn back. It's kind of nice, it means we can click them. But also, like, I guess there's nothing we want to get rid of. Yeah, we just want to click them, get info on what's going on over there. Huh. They are going to be quite disappointed here with their duress. Just like completely whiffing. It's kind of dreamy. Now they only have 1 mana up, so they can't even double spell to play through Sprite. Resolves, I know, right? Never has something resolved so quickly. That's kind of amazing. Right, find this island. Maybe Yami. Yeah, that makes sense actually. No, I wanted to click on end step, otherwise they can cast a 1-drop. If I click in response, they get to cast a 1-drop after the brutality resolves, which seems bad for me. What the hell? Okay, those are some cards. I guess I'm taking the Kozilek's return. Yeah, just have to take the Kozilek's return because it kills all my stuff. It's almost tempting to take the Tarmogoyf so they don't have a threat, but I imagine we'll draw into a Tarmogoyf answer at some point. I think the Kozilek's return is just too bad for us. Okay, Modo is being garbage and not recording what's in their hand. So they had Stubborn Denial, Snapcaster, Goyf, Forest, Decay. For some reason this doesn't get recorded in this zone, which it shouldn't, technically, but it's still kind of garbage for us that it doesn't. So we get to attack for free here. I think we do want to be attacking. I guess any shadows they draw at the moment don't actually do anything. But we could end up in a situation where we have to race the Goyf as the problem. In which case I'd definitely prefer to have attacked. Looking is not the same. It isn't, but it should still go in revealed for, like, ease of life. Sorcerer's Spyglass puts it in the revealed card zone, George. Yeah, I'm definitely attacking here. Give them less time to draw into a sweeper. Means we can actually race the Goyf. And since we're not misbinding them, I might as well opt now. Because I could find a discard spell. It hasn't been revealed, but I don't know. Dreamy. I would like that Murderous card. Also, we should have maybe cracked the fetch land by now, but hey. We'll survive. I mean, that's fair, George. It's still annoying. The number of times I've done it with Probe. It's quite frustrating. Just like look at their hand, draw a card, forget what their hand is. But like, if they wanted to, they could program things so that the reveal card zones aren't universal. Like each player has their own unique hidden card zones, reveal card zones that they can see, and then you can add it to that for ease of life. I'm aware that's probably overly complicated for Modo programming though, but it's MTGO Autumn. They could do all kinds of things. That is a Tarmogoyf. So if we let this resolve, can we then... I guess I want to spell stutter this, because then they'll declare my clique, and then I can murderous cut this on end step. Does that make sense? That kind of makes sense to me. I guess I don't even have to do it on end step, but I force them to tap out, which means I get to kill the Goyf, which is nice. So they've used up Decay and Goyf. They have Snapcaster, Stubborn Denial, and 2 mystery cards. So we're definitely cracking this fetch. The question is, are we killing it on end step or an R turn? Because an R turn keeps some cards in the yard for future delving. And also for Snapcaster. I think I still just want to do it on their end of turn. It's just like we never get to snap Murderous Cut this way, which is really frustrating. Whereas if we do... Okay, what we can do is we can untap, snap, opt, Murderous Cut. I can't misbind them because they have a Snapcaster in hand. So the Snapcaster is going to get to flashback Decay in response to the misbind to kill our spell stutter, which is awkward. I think I'm just going to get a tapped dual land here and untap and see what we draw before killing the Goyf. Okay, another spell stutter is interesting. So I can Murderous Cut this for 2 mana, leave up Sprite and Snapcaster. And that way I get to keep the opt in the yard for the Snapcaster. I'm just going to keep attacking. We have like Sprite to deal with Shadow anyway. Kind of just want to get them dead. Yeah, I have to spell stutter that one. Two mana 1/1s getting them dead. Are you suggesting our 2 mana 1/1s are not in fact terrifying? now that we have 2 of them, this Mistbind's really likely to get to tap them out next turn, which is nice. Because even though they have Snap Decay available to them, that only deals with 1 spell stutter. Right, there's a 6/6. That's actually a really good draw. Because it means, gives us a very good shot at killing them, I think. So, going to attack for 2 here, then we're going to tap them out. And then they're probably going to Snap Decay a Spell Stutter, but then they're dead in the air. And we can exile a Mutavault, potentially, to the champion trigger. Do this thing. Cast our thing that is not an instant or sorcery, apparently. Somehow this is a creature. Can I opt not to champion? You can't. When it's compulsory. Otherwise you could just have like a 4/4 flyer for 4, which would be completely unreal. I think I'm going to animate the Mutavault here. Because I need to keep all my flyers to kill them. That makes sense. So there's a chance I need to snap Murderous Cut, right? In my turn. I'd only need to snap Murderous Cut if they kill one of my things here, though. Oh, I can choose to sacrifice it. I'm not going to sacrifice it, though. You also don't get the trigger unless it's championed. Anyway. So, there's a chance I want to snap Murderous Cut in my turn whilst they're tapped out. So I think I exile one of the flyers. If I exile one of the flyers, though, they can snap Abrupt Decay to not die. So yes, that means I want to do the Mutavault, right? I'll get rid of the Mutavault, I guess, for that reason, because otherwise they're not dead in the air if they just Snap Decay here. If they have if they've drawn a second Kozilek's Return, we probably lose, but I think that's fine. Yeah, they're just gonna Snap Decay. So we're going to take the Mutavault off the board. Target them anyway, question mark. They know we have a Snapcaster in hand, so I'm just F6ing now. So they Snap Decay a Spell Stutter, and then they're dead in the air. They could have a removal spell in hand. So maybe they're hoping to draw a fetch land here to kill the Mistbind click with a Fatal Push. Nope. Awesome. Now 2 and 2. Yeah, they were just dead. If they have a Fatal Push in hand, they don't necessarily die if they draw a fetch land, because then they could fetch a Swamp and Fatal Push the Mistbind to not die. But they did not do that, so that game was kind of sweet. Having their collective brutality whiff was definitely a big swing for us. Basic Swamp works. They need Revolt Yami. So it needs to be a fetch land that finds Swamp. I guess if they're decaying a fairy, It doesn't actually have to be one that finds swamp, it can be anyone, because they'd have enough life to live through the fairy beat. Alright, we will go first. This hand is dreamy. We will keep. I think I'm going to do the same thing of holding up Fatal Push on one that we did last time we had a hand like this. Just because if they have a 1-drop, like, we know we're tapping out for Bitter Blossom on turn 2, so we'd want to kill the 1-drop. What do I think about Lantern Control? I think it's delightful. Let's just get down this Bitter Blossom. Hope they don't have a Spell Snare. Oh, they could kill the Sprite. You're right, Alessia. I didn't think of that. So this is likely... Oh, Opt. So this is most likely Breach, right? Yeah, this is most likely blue-red Breach. If they have Opt. I really want to Brutality them, but I guess I do it next turn with Spells type backup. I can pronounce words. Could be Storm. It could be Storm too. That's true. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn here. Yeah, it's actually most likely Storm, right? That deck's more popular than Breach at the moment. Okay, the Bolt means it's almost certainly Breach. I'm just going to let this resolve. Because I might need the Spell Stutter to protect my Brutality. Yeah. I might need the Spell Stutter to protect my Brutality. I don't really care about a critter getting bolted. I think resolving this Brutality is really important. So the big worry here is Logic Knot. Because Logic Knot would mean we can't Spell Stutter back, particularly. But hey. I could discard a land to gain life, but I don't think I'm going to do that because we actually have like a bunch of creature lands we want to be activating, so we kind of need the mana sources. Is it Charm to deal 2 damage? What? What is happening? I'm so confused. Sure. Wow. That's a hand and a half. I guess I take the Breach. Oh! Is it charming the fairies so they can Blood Moon us? That makes more sense now. No, Charlotte, it's so they can Blood Moon us next turn if they hit a land. Okay, they did not hit the land, apparently. Which is a gigantic relief, because we would have lost the game, most likely. This turn I'm just going to play my tap land. Then I can clique them on end step. If they do nothing. I did have Mutavault, but I only had 2 mana. And you need a 3rd mana in order to activate the Mutavault to make it a creature. I'm just going to play this out to apply some more pressure. Sure, that's fine. Do I start attacking? Do I get an Immutable attack here? Probably not. I kind of just want to clique them again on Yeah, I think I'm just gonna clique them again here. I mean, with a Blood Moon in play, we wouldn't be doing very much for quite a while, guy. And then they would only need to buy a bit of time, so they could... I guess Through the Breach isn't very good in this matchup. Huh. Because we have all these tokens. They, like, need to tap down all our tokens before they can breach Emrakul us. Otherwise, we just, like, sack a few tokens and block with one of them. That's interesting. Right, let's Vendilion Clique them first, since we're going to do this on their end step anyway. I could almost clique myself to get rid of this push, but I think I'm just meant to clique them. It's really tempting just to clique myself now that I've said that. This Fatal Push is doing, like, stone nothing. And, like, their hand's so redundant. I don't think taking a card from their hand does anything. Yeah, I'm going to clique myself. I think this Fatal Push is like a dead card. I'd rather just find another counterspell. Yeah, original Emrakul does not have Trample for some reason, which is really weird. Sick. And we get there. Alright, so... Post-board, I'm expecting them to board in, like, Platinum Empyrean nonsense, I think, in the dark. Because I feel like the Breach plan lines up really poorly against our plan. So we should be aware of that. We only have, like, the one Murderous Cut, though. Maybe we just hope we can, like, Fortsies away that nonsense. So this all seems great. Liliana helps us grind. There's also just another Wink on. Brutality is like another Duress effect, which seems fine. Like, the Brutality was really important. Or could have been really important in that game. It didn't end up being important, but... So that's like the obvious stuff. These Fatal Pushes seem like absolute garbage. What else do we want to cut? I think I want to keep the Murderous Cut. Just because I'm a bit scared of Platinum Empyrean. I could see just not playing the Liliana, especially with us on the draw. Like, the Liliana seems fine, but I'm not terribly excited about having her in the deck, so I guess I'll just cut her, since everything else seems really solid to me. I think Inquisition's good. You can use it to, like, take away counterspells. It also deals with Blood Moon. Blood Moon is a really big problem with this deck, since we have, like, so many creature lands that we're leaning on. So being able to take a Blood Moon seems important to me. Like, playing around Blood Moon would be great, but we just have to get a dual land here because we have Cryptic in our deck and all these hard to cast cards. So, it's Inquisition. See what is going on. Oh wow, their hand's really good against discard at the moment. It's like super redundant. I'm just going to take the Snapcaster. I don't think anything else really matters. Just get rid of the 2-for-1. Kinda want to Inquisition again, in case they opted into a Blood Moon. Is that reasonable? I guess we just hold up Mana Leak. What am I talking about? We just hold up Mana Leak for Blood Moon. Look at me not knowing what my cards do. Alright, we'll just hold up Mana Leak for Blood Moon this turn, then next time we get to Inquisition. And still have the Mana Leak up. Yeah, seems great. I don't know if I run out of Fairy here, just as like a 1-1 to start pecking away. I feel like I might. Also, having another Fairy in play makes the next Spell Stutter really good. I'm gonna do this. I'm not convinced it's correct, but just like starts pecking away, applying a bit of pressure. Okay. Another land is great. Let's attack for 1, and then we're just going to Inquisition. If they go to Remand, I will Spell Stutter the Remand, I think. Just because next turn they're going to have Dispel up for our counter magic anyway. Okay. Interesting. So is it Charm, Dispel, Remand, Cryptic, and Scalding Tarn? So I kind of want to take the Dispel. Just because then our Mana Leak is a lot better. That seems reasonable to me. Yeah, I'm going to take this Dispel. So there's the Scalding Tarn. And this Spell Stutter I'm going to hold on to. Like, we've got the 1 pecking in, which should be enough. Hey there, Stephen. And then we get to hold up both Mana Leak and Spell Stutter. No reason to jam a Jace into their Remand, especially when we want to hold up answers to Blood Moon anyway. Okay. So I think I'm not going to crack this. I guess this fetch is starting to find basics, right? So I might as well just go get an island. Like, stop ourselves drawing one. I know, right? The Jace has actually been okay. We killed Tron with a Jace in a game where they had, like, Kozilek's Return in hand. So our Faeries wouldn't have got there, but we just got to Fate Seal them for 5 turns. That was pretty great. Ooh, Lightning Bolt. They have Cryptic up. I think I'm going to Spell Stutter this Bolt. With a deck more like Pauper Faeries? What's the big difference there, Alessia? Is Pauper Faeries is like the Delver deck, right? With the Cloud of Fairies got banned. I know there's like there was the mono blue sort of Fairies Delver deck, where you had like Spell Stutter, Fairy Miscreant, and Cloud of Fairies. Ninja of the Deep Hours over Jace. You are not wrong. Alright, so they're remanding the Spell Stutter. We do just get to recast it, which is nice. I think we're going to do that. If we Mana Leak this, they probably Izzet Charm back. It does get the Mana Leak out of our hand though. The Mana Leak's going to go dead pretty soon. Mana Leak does deal with the Cryptic, which is nice. I'm just going to let them remand this, and then I'm going to recast it. Oh, what? They remanded their Bolt. Okay. I'm stupid. Did not realise they were doing that. In which case I definitely should have Mana Leaked. I guess remanding the Spell Stutter would have been really weird, right? Just like cycling the remand. I guess this is still fine. We now have the Mana Leak to protect Jace from a counterspell. And we got the remand out of their hand. But yeah, that could have definitely gone better. Remanding your own spells is one of the best things. For sure. Whoa, our spell stutters are all gone. Okay, untapped land means we get a Jace. That isn't an untapped land. That isn't even close to an untapped land. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good. Am not complaining. This is interesting. Did they draw a Dispo? Let's Inquisition them here. See what's going on other than that Izzet Charm. A Through the Breach. Okay. Or, yeah, the flashback spell. I was being really stupid. I was about to just repeat that. In my head, flashback only applies to Snapcaster, but it's like, obviously it doesn't. That's the word for Lingering Souls and stuff. They did not draw an Emrakul, because they have not slammed an Emrakul onto the table yet. So that's encouraging. What is this? Why are they killing our Snapcaster so aggressively? That's so strange. I'm so confused right now. Right, you can have that island. Like, I feel like it would have been better to do literally anything else with that charm. Yeah, or counter our Jace, which wouldn't have worked because we drew an Inquisition, but... Jeez. I think I just keep Fate Sealing, right? I normally hate Fate Sealing aggressively, but... I kind of just want to stop them breaching me. And, like, we have a decent chance of stopping them breaching us if we... I really want to Brainstorm. Is that ridiculous? I really just want to Brainstorm. +2 until they die is so much more boring than drawing cards, though. I just want to draw cards. I mean, fine. We'll Jace plus. Fine. Oh. I like that I would have died and chat wouldn't have. Rewarded, apparently. Kind of rewarded. I don't know if not drawing cards counts as being rewarded, but... Let's see if they have a Snapcaster for the turn before doing anything else. They have another Breach. Okay. Cool. You do you, opponent. Yes, we do not want them having that Snapcaster. I guess part of the reason why I'm not in love with this Fate Sealing plan is it feels like they have a lot of live draws. Like, all the cantrips and stuff give them decent shots. Okay. Opponent disagrees. Opponent disagrees that they have live draws. I think they're just assuming we have a counter spell in our hand, maybe. Oh. Hey there, friend. So we would have found the counter spell and then a clique. So I think we would have been okay if we brainstormed, but hey. Fate Sealing's also good. So finished 3 and 2. Because every deck is a 3-2 deck. Let's open this chest. Okay, okay. Like vague profit. Clique in response to breach is delightful, for sure. Clique in response to breach is just everything. Oh no, you let them cast breach and then you cast clique in response and you take the Emrakul out of their hand, Charlotte. +2 Fate Seal, deal 2 damage to the morale. Oh my god. Anyway, that was kind of great. I'm not convinced this deck is actually any good, but it was quite fun. Feels like it's not doing anything particularly strong, which is about my expectations. I don't know. Don't play things that Shota plays. It's probably a mistake.